Welcome to Proclaim. In our current climate, there's a lot of questions being asked right now about Christmas and its origins. There are those who are asking, is this a pagan thing? Is it really worshiping God? Is it getting wrapped up too much in the tinsel of the world as we focus so much more on the commercialization of things? Just questions in general about, is this really what God wants? And this is a really interesting question, and I have my own views on this, but I actually don't want to talk about that as much as I want to talk about the arguments that are used in this conversation. And I want to highlight this because it can be used and is being used in other areas and other conversations. So basically, what I want to highlight is this, that in conversations such as that, talking about Christmas and its origins, I hear people say things like, well, I feel like, or, maybe it has some origins in paganism, but my intention is to worship the Lord, is to remember Jesus. And while that's an understandable argument, I get that, it's also a dangerous one. And it kind of puts us on shaky ground, on questionable footing. And the reason I say that is because it's based upon and founded on our feelings, on our emotions, and how we might view a particular topic. And I hope you can see that can be an issue, especially with societal things going on today as people resist the gospel, resist the scriptures, and have pushback against it. And their main reasoning is, well, I kind of feel like that shouldn't be how it is. I don't like that the Bible might say this or that, and so I feel like it should be something different. And we're kind of using the same argument even in this conversation. And my question to you is, should we live based upon our feelings or upon the truth? What the truth is or is not. And while we're talking about truth, it's important for us to realize that truth is unrelated to feelings. It doesn't matter what you feel about something, the truth is the truth. And for a silly example, no matter how much I might believe that 2 plus 2 is 3, that's wrong. My intentions might be good. My intentions might be, I don't want to cause anyone to go astray. I'm not trying to deceive them. I don't want them to mistake the truth, but this is how I feel. But even with those intentions, those thoughts, those desires, that doesn't matter. It's still 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. Again, I know that's a silly analogy, but I think you can see where I'm getting at in this conversation. That it's really important that we understand that our feelings, our emotions, shouldn't be our compass. What's more important? What Andrew thinks, says, or feels about something, or what God thinks, says, or feels about something? And that's really ultimately the issue. What does God think about not just Christmas, but about whatever it is that sometimes we debate about in our churches or in our societies, in our workplaces, in our schools? And have we honestly sought Him out and asked God, what do you say about this? And are we willing to listen? Because if we base our arguments or our beliefs, our worldview on our feelings, we're going to find ourselves off course. And so I encourage you, my friends, that you would ask God, not just about something like this. Maybe to you, this is the idea of Christmas, a conversation about Christmas is kind of a silly thing, but whatever it happens to be for you, have you really sought God out in prayer? Have you studied it? Have you reasoned it out in your mind and then approached Him? And then have you given time to listen? And if you're going to do all those things, then we also need to be willing to follow through with whatever He says. So until next time, This is Andrew King, your fellow brother and companion in this journey we call life.
Proclaim the glory of the Lord. Let every tongue confess